that has become our favorite sound here on the Wake Up Nigeria show. Good morning, beautiful people. It is a Wednesday, the humdinger of the week. How you all doing?
It's your favorite tune. Speak for yourself. Good morning, of course, and welcome. It's Wednesday morning, like she said, and January is almost over. What's today's date?
Yes, it's 24th.
24th.
Ooh, 6 days to go. 6 days to go.
How's January been?
Oh, I think it's been amazing, Mike. It has been so amazing, so amazing. We are still in the, in the clarity journey. Right, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah.
All right, wonderful, and of course, I don't know, I think Winfrey has had a wonderful January. Winfrey, you want to tell us how your January has been like so far?
My January has been okay. Good morning, guys. You guys look amazing.
Thank you.
My January has been okay, not bad. We're taking it slowly this year. We're not rushing into anything.
Yeah.
And all of that. So I'm not finding clarity like Emma. She's always looking for what's not lost. It's all right. It's fine.
Well. I think looking for clarity doesn't mean you're looking for something that's lost. It's just, trying to assert yourself in certain things. And before you make that big decision, you need to be sure that, you're not just, making that decision, but you're doing it for the right reasons. But hey, guys, they say Valentine is coming.
Oh, guys, see January.
Where's your girlfriend, Mike?
In January, I was talking about Valentine. What's wrong with all of you? Anybody that is talking Valentine by this time, what meant that February?
It only says one thing about you.
You don't mind
Continue. Why would you find what to say? January has not ended their Valentine. That's something like 3 weeks away. It's February, middle of February. And this is the reason why February, like over Sabina made February no complete.
Yeah, whatever, Mike.
That's the follow you Valentine. But hey, come on.
Guys.
Yeah, welcome to the show. My name is Mike Mesikeno.
And I'm Emil Koche. Remember, guys, that you can join us live at TVC Entertainment _. TVC Entertainment _. I can get used to that too.
Definitely. And of course, we are online. You can hit us up. You can watch us live via our app, which is available on the Android and iOS store.
Yes, guys. And you could also watch us on GOTV Channel 16 and UHF Channel 49.
We're also streaming live on X, and you can follow us on that particular platform and other social media handles. It's at TVC Entertainment _. All right, let's get straight into what we have this morning. It's a Wednesday morning, and from Wednesday, we always start with this relationship. Okay, but yeah. It's like ozone layers left Lagos State too.
It's been very hot.
It has been. And considering, I don't know if that is connected to why we have the paucity or why the power is really erratic.
Yeah, but I thought I had gotten better.
Where did you get better? Has it
on my end,
power?
it has gotten better. Oh, really? It has gotten
so at the end of the year, it got bad.
Yeah, I know it was really bad.
You know how they do? Christmas, they didn't even try. The New Year, they now try to bring it, but now it's back to...
Christmas,
really?
they told us it was Christmas.
Oh my
24th, 25th, it was almost light all through. 26th, they all went again. The first and second, the same thing.
Like, I didn't have lights.
There was like,
I know that we ran I was saying I ran the day like throughout the entire day. So, because even when they bring the lights, just 5 minutes and take it back. So,
I actually thought it got better. On my end, I feel like it got better just a little, and then,
Not at all.
But anyways, I think the electric grid is still, still.
All right, it's quite dusty, but let's check out what the weather will look like today and the rest of the week. Good morning, the news on Wake Up Nigeria. I am Mike Mesikeno. U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken says his country's companies are ready to partner with and invest in the Nigerian economy, particularly in the tech sector. Mr. Blinken spoke at a joint briefing with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tugar, at the State House in Abuja. He stressed that the United States have tech giants that have teamed up with Nigerian partners to help meet President Bola Tinubu's 1 million digital jobs initiatives. And the First Lady of Nigeria, Oluremi Tinubu, has called on the Christian community in Nigeria and Africa to tolerate one another and avoid religious sentiments. She spoke when she received the leadership of the African Biblical Leadership Initiative at the Presidential Villa in Abuja. The delegation was led by former Head of State, retired General Yakubu Gowon, and the visit was to sensitize the First Lady on the forthcoming 2024 International Conference scheduled for October. Senator Tinubu says that Nigeria needs a lot of prayers at this time, and African nations must work together to address some of the issues affecting the continent.
I believe that if we don't relent, continue to speak, because the voice of the devil is always very loud, but we continue to speak and not being intimidated and trying to do the best we can. Because this government is not hostile to the Christian faith. We came about because of the demand and the challenge of our time.
A youth conference has been integrated into the main program with the theme Arise and Shine. The value of raising a new generation of transformational leaders, carefully selected resource persons.
We want to congratulate government in these reforms because they are very fundamental. They touch the basic issues of society, and if we sustain it, there will be a transformation. Because societies are really changed through values. If people really abide with values which we are promoting.
And that's the news. We'll take a time out now. Stay with us. The show is just getting on the road. An aversion to spending time. I didn't finish reading that fun fact, but yes, those things help, especially with trivia, and it helps with general knowledge. When you just read trivia like that, it helps with general knowledge. Okay, so there's something now about, I don't know, is it insecure men or what? Well,
insecurity generally.
Insecure men, yeah, insecurity
generally.
In the character insecurity. Yes. But then he has the meat and all of that. Come on, tell us.
Okay, so I saw this post on social media, and it literally reads, one of my colleagues had to eventually resign because her husband was always jealous of her. Oh. The problem heightened when she got a car to help her become more mobile and presentable when she goes for media meetings. Anyways, Baba threw tantrums until she gave him the car keys. And the mumu woman, that's what they wrote here, would always get home and be sharing with him how she struck a big deal and another deal and her commission, how her funds are increasing at the office, her pay and all of that, not knowing that these things she was sharing was literally upsetting her husband and all of that. So he literally made sure she resigned. Like, he made sure she resigned. So, I mean, the question now is, I know there's certain situations. I had a conversation with different people talking about wives, spousal support when it comes to like your work, your career and all of that, right? Because I know I have friends who, their husbands are always there. Like, they're the ones literally carrying, if they like sell things, for instance, this one is an example now. They're the ones literally setting up, do you understand, being there present. I know the ones that literally just fling money at it and believe, sort it out and all of that. Then I know the ones that are literally they're just doing their own thing, okay, we want to do and all of that. So, what do you guys think?
This is real wow. Like, when and many things come to mind. How the car, was it from the office or did she buy it herself?
She bought it.
Apparently,
she bought
it herself.
You know, sometimes I wonder why do good people meet some kind of...
So why do good people do?
Yeah, because, I don't know, maybe, you know that thing, opposite forces attract.
Why do you believe it's a bad person? Is a bad?
No, like, senseless. Let's not say bad. Why do sensible people meet senseless people? Yes, we have to do that. Because it shows you that the woman respects the union of marriage and respects the man. And
I'm willing to support herself, support the family.
And we as men, we see respect as love. And so that is love. When a woman respects you, that's love. And as it stands, it seems, I don't know, you didn't talk about whether the man is working or not. That's not even another issue. And it seems that even though he's working, for him to be jealous, maybe she's earning more
than him.
She still decided to do all that. Even gave him the car. What a woman.
Yes, I was a woman.
And but I can understand when you see, I can understand. I don't know. I don't want to understand. No. Yeah, let me not say that. I don't want to understand.
Let's hear what you are almost understanding.
It's baffling. It's baffling. I've told myself that, look, there are cases where I've had one or two friends. In fact, there's this particular friend who is doing quite very well. But his dream is to be a house husband. Well, I want to sit at home, take care of the kids, and make money from home because he is tech savvy, so he knows how to. And
a lot of those tech jobs are remote.
Exactly. So he says, I don't mind. If it is her dream, then there was something Kiki Palmer put out. I wish I could get it now. I saw it early last night. you know, her fiancé or whatever has put a restraining order against her and all of that. She said something about individuality in relationships and said, if I cannot be about chasing her dreams, if I cannot be the best of myself for me, then when we are together, I would probably lose. Either lose you, lose myself. And there was something she was talking about. And it was, look, if a lady has a dream to be a night, or like, you know, she's out and going, she wants to work, she doesn't want to sit at home, and she meets a man who wants to sit at home, and they compliment each other, kudos. Find the look. You have to have your own dream. What do you want to do? A good man should support the woman and push her all along, even if she makes more money than you. So because of that, now they resign. Now what? Also, who still take care of them? Is his money okay? I don't know. It's.
Yeah. It was, okay. There are several angles to this conversation, but first I need to establish that wisdom is profitable to direct, right? These are also conversations that couples or intending couples need to have before you get into that institution called marriage. Because you both need to be sure that, because marriage is an institution meant to complement. It's meant to add, not subtract. It's meant to, you're supposed to appreciate one another and grow together, you know, and it is in that growth that you even appreciate the institution more. So in this kind of situation where, you know, one person seems to feel some level of insecurity because his wife is doing better, he needs to do better. Also, still going back to what I said earlier on about intending couples need to have those conversations so that you know each other's mindsets before you get into it. You need to understand, you need to discuss these things. Okay, well, now that we are getting into this institution, what are your thoughts about, you know, these are my dreams, these are my visions, how does it align? Because alignment is one thing. I read up on it over the weekend. Alignment is so key. You need to be able to reach a phase or a certain level of alignment in your relationship for it to work. Because if your visions or your goals are not aligned together, there is going to be a problem. And in this case, the man, well, I'm not going to talk about the man. I'm just going to say, if you have the opportunity before getting into that institution, you fix up so that you don't end up with an insecure human being who's not going to help support your dreams, and you're just going to be lost in that marriage.
Very true.
There's something I wanted to ask here. There's also this where people, when they are courting, they put their best foot forward, and then immediately they get into it.
Oh, well, that's
You've heard that thing that you see, I didn't know it was a completely different person. Because people put their best foot forward when they are courting. And then having discussions or conversations at times, it's always necessary, but then at the end, there are a lot of things that we get to see that are different from what even the person said.
So now, this is what I would say, right, concerning that point you just raised, right? Having conversation is always very key. However, we need to understand that we are changing human beings, right? To be honest, I've been married for a few years. A few years. Sounds nice.
And just go on.
And then I realized that the person I was when I got married is not necessarily the same person or the same version that I am right now. So at a certain point, when you're courting, you might have certain mindsets, right? And over time, it's allowed to change and evolve. You're allowed to evolve with it. But the truth of the whole issue is that even when you're married, even when you have those conversations, it's good to allow for change, flexibility. You allow, give space, give grace, and all of that, Then this is something I actually want to say, right? It's one thing to have conversations. Then we also need to understand that, see, there are certain people with certain type of mindsets that no matter what, this is their mindsets, and that's how they're gonna stick to it. Do you understand? For instance, now, we have people, or rather men, that are still of that patriarchal school of thoughts. Do you understand? They believe, okay, fine, I should be the breadwinner. At least any major income should be coming to me. If my wife is doing anything, she should be doing maybe something petty or something that literally, yeah, exactly, nothing so crazy. Do you understand? There are people of that school of thoughts. And I believe there's somebody for everybody. So if you're of that school of thought, then get married to somebody that is of that school of thought.
Do you understand?
That believes that, okay, you know what, I'm going to stay at home, I'm going to be...
Exactly.
I'm going to just... Do you understand?
You know you've had that conversation before marriage, so that when you're not getting it's not a problem.
So you see that, okay, you people are aligning. Do you understand? Then, of course, two people that believe, fine, I'm a hustler, she's a hustler, we're going to come together and build an empire.
Do you get?
Then the other way around as well. So I believe the conversation is really important. Find the person and thing that works
within
you, right? So that it's not
your insecurity.
And another thing the man is not understanding is that, fine, he might have a job right now that he feels can take care of things, but anything can happen at any point.
You
should be
understand?
grateful that you have a woman that is working and she's even being open with it. She's not working and like covering things.
Like, I don't understand.
If
What do you men even want? What do you men want
We have
exactly?
to.
You need to really let us know what it is that you want. Because today you say you want respect, tomorrow you say you want submission, and then when we are submitting, you are now putting another. Oh God, you people need to.
And then in this day and time, it's
Then
important
we have
to
to
know.
go. I like what you spoke on, and there's a reason why we have more grandmas than grandpas. You have to know statistically,
Actually, true,
men die faster
Because
than
they
women.
put pressure on themselves, unnecessary pressure.
We'll talk about all of that. Well, but it's a long discussion. But yeah, come on, let's know your thoughts on social media. It's at TVC Entertainment _. Use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Let's hear your thoughts on this particular issue that Danny raised. Right?
Good morning once again and welcome into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. As usual, we have a very sumptuous recipe for you to try out this week, all right? I have with me here a brand new chef. He goes by the name Chef Anselm Ogochukwu. Hello and welcome to Wake Up Nigeria.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. I mean, I'm liking what I'm seeing here. I enjoy some plantains and fish and all of that. But tell me, what exactly are we making today?
We're making a street food titled Alabodin.
Alabodin.
Yeah.
We're making what?
It's a street food.
Street food. Where is it from?
Port Harcourt.
Port Harcourt, really?
Plantain and fish. Bolly and fish.
Alabodin. Oh, bolly and fish. Oh,
Yeah.
but I see cheese here.
Yes, because now it's Alabodin.
Alabodin.
It's a street dish, and then was dedicated to late Anthony Bourdain, who is a chef, and then he enjoys street food.
Oh, nice.
So we're commissioned to develop a recipe.
Oh, for that. Oh, I love it when there's creativity and there's a story behind it. It's all come together really, really nicely. So now tell me, what ingredients we need to make Alabodin?
So
today?
basically, you need plantain, and then you need fish. These are the major ingredients.
Yeah.
Then you need a tomato-based sauce, which is going to come from the tomato and pepper.
Okay.
And then for the finishing, you need the cheese.
That's all. So tomato. So what are we doing to the tomato? Are we blending it? Are we chopping it?
So ideally, we're supposed to blend it, but you can as well chop it if you
Okay.
you still want the meat.
All right. So what's vegetable am I looking at?
So this is a basil, which is going to
so it's
use
a
for
herb.
the topping, and then would also aid in the flavor of the tomato sauce.
All right. So now run me through the process. Just tell me, how are we making it step by step?
Okay, step by step is first thing, it's you boil your plantain,
right.
get it cooked, and then you mash it.
Okay.
Then you use this ring, and then you cut it out.
Okay, into tiny, circles?
Yes, circles, like a disc.
Okay.
And then the next thing is to blend or chop your tomato and saute over the heat to make a stew. And then pour it over it, boil your fish, get rid of the bone, top it with the fish, and then finish with cheese.
Oh, so it's going to be a nice, cute disc meal. All right, sounds nice. And it also seems like it's not going to take a lot of time. Because once the plantain is cooked and this is fried, that's basically it. Amazing. I'm definitely looking forward to this. So now tell me a little bit about yourself and how you started cooking. And what is it about cooking that literally just keeps you going?
Okay, my name is Chef Anselm again. I'm into culinary education. I train people.
Yeah, okay.
I run a cooking school here in Lagos and one in Port Harcourt.
Oh, really? Nice.
And as a matter of fact, I have a privilege
to
represent Nigeria at the International Young Chef Olympiad. Starting this Saturday in India.
Starting this Saturday in India. All right, we'll definitely talk much more about that. So hold that thought. But right now, we actually have to head over to the couch. Right now, where we have Mike sitting there. Mike, what's up?
Danny, you need to have. You heard about the topic today, right? That's why you brought up that stuff for What's Up and About, because it's very, very related to what we're doing today. Miracle Ihoma is always a pleasure having him in the house. It's great to have you. You are welcome. And today we're talking insecurity in relationships, right?
Yeah.
Or in marriage. Marriage, relationships, all of that, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Before I go into what I want to share with you, what is your definition? What is insecurity in a marriage or a relationship?
Okay, insecurity basically is that feeling that your partner is that feeling that I'm trying to of inadequacy based on actions of your partner. Yeah. And that are ordinarily not supposed to make you feel that way.
That's way. Wow.
Yeah, so when you feel like, okay, you are not adequate, or there's something your partner is doing that elicits certain emotions like anxiety from the inside of you, right? Those are that's insecurity, basically.
And how does this creep in? Is this something that you can see from the beginning of a relationship, or is it something that comes as time goes? How can you spot insecurity?
Yes. So there are obvious signs of insecurity. If you see somebody who's insecure, you most likely know, right? The signs include things like overprotectiveness, when somebody wants to protect you. In fact, sometimes insecurity would look like love, but if you take a closer look, you would see that it's insecurity. So for instance, an insecure partner is one who wants to control you.
Manipulate.
Who wants to manipulate you. Who would make you feel like, okay, he or she might even want to cut you away from significant relationships in your life and make you feel like you should spend a lot of time with them and them alone, right? So we have things like even gaslighting, distrust. They don't trust your words, they don't trust your actions. Unusual suspicion, when they are suspecting that, okay, there's something going on with platonic relationships in your life and things like that. These are some of the signs of insecurity, and it's something that you would obviously see in a person who's insecure.
All right, let me read this case study, something we spoke about earlier on today, and this one is one major area where insecurity shows: finance. About a lady who had to resign because her husband was jealous. She got a car from her job, and until she gave him the keys. She was making money, making commissions and all of that, and he was not happy at the end. She had to resign. All of this, and she resigned. And you see, in this kind of particular scenario, you're already in this is a marriage. What can she do? She had to resign. So that means that who knows if that was her dream job or something she would love to do and all of that. So she had to let go of that kind of thing because of insecurity from the man. I mean, I know we men want to be providers most of the time, but things are changing, There's a lot of participation now, partnership. That is what a marriage should be. Yeah. But in this kind of case or in this kind of scenario, what does she do?
Well, in this particular case, she needs to, one way or the other, look for a way to let him identify that there's a problem here. Because if he doesn't identify that there's a problem, there's nothing more that can be done.
That's the thing. She got a car and gave him the keys, and that's when he calmed down. So that is a classic case of insecurity at that particular point in time. He wants to be on top. I don't know. I feel sorry for her because, man, how do you tell that kind of... This is somebody that I'm probably sure, maybe from his upbringing, that is stuck in that mindset of, having to be in this kind of situation. Is there any way one can see this kind of signs before a marriage and maybe dodge the bullet, as it were, in this particular scenario?
Yeah, of course. You can, and that's why it's very important that you take the dating and the courtship period very seriously, because these are things that you're supposed to have known and deciphered.
And
those moments,
because I feel like if we sit her down, this lady, and talk to her, there should have been some telltale signs.
Exactly.
It wouldn't just come out of the blues. It's not something, even while you were dating, you'd have seen some signs that let you know that this person financially, he would want to...
He wants to control, he wants to be in charge. Like I said, some of these things look like love. For instance, if a man is telling you in a premarital relationship that don't worry, you don't need to work, I'll provide all that you need. Now it looks like, okay, this is a caring man. But underneath that can be an insecure man. So you need to probe further and ask certain questions to say, okay, would you allow me work? What if I begin to earn more than you?
Exactly.
How would you feel?
How would you feel?
And those questions will elicit, his deepest thoughts about those kind of situations. Yeah. That will help you know, okay, if this man is insecure.
Because look, I don't know if finally on this kind of scenario, what can be done? Because it's not for me. Talking alone, I know not this kind of man, Baba. Talking will not, especially when it comes from her. If it comes from somebody maybe he respects, or maybe his elder, his father or something, but those kind of people might have been the ones that actually brought him up that way. So it's really quite, I don't know, what in this kind of situation, what can she do? What can she really do?
So just like you made a very salient point, and that's the fact that you need to look for someone in his life that he listens to. And that's why you can't afford to get married to a man or woman alike who doesn't have anybody that they listen to. Because these are moments where you will need those people in their lives. Because if he has somebody he listens to, then you can escalate and say, this is the situation. And of course, if the voice of reason should prevail in that situation, where they now get to talk to the man and tell him, you know what you have done here is wrong. And you might just have a problem you need to deal with. Because that can be a blind spot, you know, for the man. He might not know that he has this issue of insecurity. He might feel like he's just exercising his right as a husband or as the man of the home. Because society encourages this to a very large extent. Make you feel like, okay, as the man,
you have to provide.
You are superior to your wife.
To the wife, exactly.
Right? Your wife is inferior to you. And since you are superior to your wife, you're supposed to be the one who earns more, the one who is the provider. And once there's anything short of that, you are less of a man.
A man.
Right? So those are things that you really want to watch out for.
Whew. It's quite a lot of questions come out from all of this. And like you said, these are things that you can watch out for. But one thing, like I mentioned during that time, at times during courtship, people put their best foot forward and they do as much as possible to hide their true self. That's why we've had the situations that, this person I got married to is like a different person from the person I was courting. That does happen. In situations like that, you know, people try to, because I finally want to get married, so I put my best foot forward. Maybe that 3 months or 6 months, people can feign some kind of, you know, character flaw. They can cover it all in that bid to kind of, to get it through.
Yeah.
In such a situation, what would you advise?
So there are ways to uncover, you know, those kind of things. Number one is that's why the period of dating, like they would say, is a period of interviewing. So you need to ask a lot of questions.
Uncomfortable questions.
Uncomfortable questions. Those questions will elicit certain responses. You will hear some, you say, okay, and then you will probe further. You ask a lot of questions. You will create scenarios. Okay, what if this happens and that happens? What would you do? What would be your advice? Okay, I have somebody, a friend of mine, who is going through a situation like this. What would be your advice for such a person?
You know, Miracle, maybe let me give you an idea for a book. You can write a book of possible questions to ask before marriage.
Exactly.
Those scenarios that you can create, and it will definitely be helpful. Thank you very much, Miracle. It was a pleasure talking to you this morning. All right, that's it on relationship this morning. We'll take a time out now. Stay with us. The show will be back after this.
Well, speak up.
Welcome back into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. I'm still here with our new chef, Chef Ansland. How's it going? And I think this one is a runner. Like, he's literally almost done, right?
Almost done.
Because the plantains are on the fire. Tell me, where are we? What have we done?
The plantain. Once the plantain is ready, we're good to go.
Oh, great.
So right now, I'm just going to saute the tomato base.
All right.
And then that's it.
Okay, and of course, our fish also has been boiled. And he was in the process of deboning. So what is the oil in the pan for the to saute that? I noticed you're not using any onion. Is that intentional?
You can do without it.
You can do without it. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, great. So now tell us again, remind us, what are we making, just for people joining us?
Okay, so we're making alaboden. It's a street food, transformed from the usual bole and fish.
Wow.
You can find in Port Harcourt.
Okay, great. So we've continentalized it, right? So our local dish now, we're serving it and making it and bringing it to you in a continental form. Awesome. So you were telling me about the Chef Olympiad, who's starting on Saturday, right? Okay, tell me more about that. What is it really about?
Okay, it's the world's biggest culinary competition for young chefs.
Okay.
Across the world.
Oh, really?
Comprises of 56 countries so far.
Wow, amazing. Where's the host country?
India.
India, all right. You're representing Nigeria. So how did you get that slot?
Well, we've been on it for a very long time now. This is the 5th time. Even during COVID-19, we were still competing virtually.
Virtually. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Okay, so, I mean, you register, or you just randomly got selected?
We run the best culinary school in Nigeria.
Who says it? You say it. I just really want to know, because I know a lot of times when it comes to people representing Nigeria internationally, I mean, there's usually a selection process. So is there a selection process?
I don't think there was any selection process.
Okay.
I think it was the amazing work that we're doing as an institution that gave us
that recognition. Yes. Okay, all right, amazing. So what's the plan? When you go there, what is it going to be like? Are you guys going to be cooking different dishes? Of course you'll be cooking, but are you all Nigerian dishes, or what is the plan?
No, okay, that's a point where you're required to make Nigerian dish, and then we're bringing in jollof rice.
Oh, of course. Before, what do you want to bring in? So how long is it going to last for?
Okay,
how long
so it's going to run for 5 days.
5 days.
5
Okay,
days.
so on 5 days you're cooking different.
So that's a different level of competition.
Okay.
So
Okay,
each stage then you can move to the next stage. At the end of one stage, if you make it to the next stage, then you keep going to the grand finale.
So the grand finale, amazing. What's the cash prize there?
$5,000.
$5,000, not small money. Amazing. All right, we're definitely rooting for you. Of course, you heard it from here, Wake Up Nigeria Kitchen, and we'll definitely have him back when he has that $5,000. All right. So we have on the couch for birthday shout-outs. Yeah.
Like you can see in that montage, we dress very well. Nigeria, we have beautiful costumes. When we want to come out in a regular glory, man, there's nobody comes close. Nobody comes close. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria, the second hour of the show. And yeah, we're set. It's 24th, yeah? It's close. Finally, we just have...
I don't think anyone is as excited as Mike that January is finally coming.
Not really.
But if you compare the month to, other years, I think this year has been really fast.
You're getting old. That's what happens. The older you get, the faster time moves. It is what it is. Look, the older you get, the faster time moves.
I know. I'm one of those people that I hate to be reminded I'm getting old. I want to be young forever.
You know what I tell people? You know what I tell people?
Yeah.
Whenever I say that, I say, look, it's a blessing that not everybody gets. So you find a way and all of that, yeah?
And for that, we are eternally grateful.
Definitely.
And most importantly, grateful to you at home, staying with us every day of the week to ensure that, man, you see this show, I am going to be a part of it.
Yeah.
We appreciate you.
This year,
so much. No, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say
okay,
it.
Mommy, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the chef. Chef, how you been now? Chef, what's going on? What's going on there? How's our food coming?
Well, it's coming together in the next few seconds.
Okay.
Few seconds. All right. Next, Mike.
Danny, I didn't ask you.
If you talk to my chef, you tell me.
Danny, I didn't ask you. It was intentional. The chef I'm more concerned and grateful about. Because this year I no agree for you.
You know, agree for me. You want to agree for you.
All right. But of course, it's coming up quite good there with that's quite an interesting delicacy.
Yeah, he brought a bit of Port Harcourt to us.
Oh, definitely.
Studio.
One culture shock was coming to Lagos and seeing Bolly and Granot. It was a culture shock.
You know what we used to do?
So culture shock.
My first time in Port Harcourt was doing my project defense, my final year in school.
Okay.
So once we get into Port Harcourt like this, before we get home, we just buy bolly, pepper, tomato with all the pomade, dry fish.
That's how you do it.
When we get in, we sit on the floor with cold bottles of drinks and eat.
But I came to Lagos, I saw Bolly and Granot.
Oh man, I miss those days.
What?
Anyways, my name is Emma.
That's my director. I'm sure I liked Bolly and Granot. But hey, come on. We're going to give you that delegation later on. My name is Mike Mesikeno.
And of course, remember that you can watch us live from absolutely anywhere in the world, people, through our mobile app. All you just need to do is download from the Google Play or iOS stores.
All right, let's get straight to what we have left for you this morning. We've had birthday shout-outs, we've had relationship, of course. We also have had the kitchen, and we still have more lined up for you. We have health, nutrition and health, of course. Bode Agbe Davis, a certified fitness trainer and transformation specialist, will be here to talk about, especially women, busting for
weight
women,
loss,
weight loss.
Fat consumption.
Oh, wonderful! Now that's a topic that I think we can all learn from.
Yeah. And for musical performance, we have Essie Allen. She'll be here to thrill us to her rendition later on.
Oh, baby, come, let's go. Let's go far away. To the land so ghetto. Me and you go lay low. Taking right for you now.
And finally, we have Belinda Ayedga. She will be joining us on the show. She's a filmmaker, actress, and she's one prolific talent that I'm really looking forward to having a discussion with later on. Are we continuing to
Yeah, so
oh yeah, you were talking about
culture shocks, and I mentioned that when I came to Lagos, that was one very major one. It was that, and also the bus. It was the bus. How you when you're getting to a bus, how they do here, you might be saying you're going somewhere, the conductor doesn't care. That you can be going somewhere else, you just have to enter, so I'll let him collect his money when you
Exactly.
go. You find your way. And so there are a lot, even in Nigeria, I know when people travel outside the country, there are a few culture shocks.
Yeah.
One major one with the United States, and I've heard about, is the tipping culture. I don't know if you've heard about that thing, how some people is the way they are entitled, the way they are entitlement to that tip.
Yeah, my cousin actually was here for the Christmas, and she actually said that she literally she's had several issues, and one particular one that she struck her was literally when she went to make her hair. She normally tips them at a certain rate, but then again, this time the lady literally held her and told her it's 15% and above. No, seriously. The lady literally, like she actually tipped her, I think about $8 or so. She was like, it's $15, and like she was not, and she looked her in the eye like, if you don't pull that cash out, something's gonna happen. She said, she just said, sorry. And she brought out. So no, they don't joke with it. They don't joke with it.
And then before you know it now, it becomes a racism thing if she's white.
Of course.
Don't
like
pull
definitely.
that card if she doesn't drop the
Definitely.
Well, so
she's, yeah.
That one, I've never even, the culture shock is already shocking me here. But I've heard about it, and people are like, you know, Nigerians on social media, when that topic came on, they're like, I no go do. I'm going to say, oh, forget that thing. When you enter there, when you're in Rome, exactly, behave like you're
you know, it's actually funny because, I mean, in last year, I traveled to a few African countries, and I realized that it's only Nigeria that we like tip, and that we always ask for stuff. You're tipping in, so for example, okay, when I was in, even Ghana and Kenya, it happened, right? So you tip people and they're looking at you strangely like...
they're wondering, why are you giving me extra money?
Why are you giving me, extra cash? Yes, I'm serious, Mike. I am serious.
Wow.
And they're helpful,
And they're helpful.
They're very helpful.
I even had my yellow fever card issues, when I got into Ghana. Wow. And one of these guys walked up to me. They were so pleasant. He was so pleasant. So pleasant. I mean, it felt, I was like, wait a minute, are we in Africa?
Yeah.
It felt so strange.
Yeah.
And, and then they took us to the office. They told us, they were so kind. They're like, okay, so they're going to pay this amount. I hope it's okay. They were even apologizing. Now we are sorry.
Some
police station to report issue, they'll tell you.
Some immigration officials
you have to mobilize police to do
Some
their
immigration officials have left the chat.
I promise you. The minute I landed Nigeria, my first... so what did you bring for us now?
Oh, God.
What did you bring for us? I'm like, oh, my God, I'm back. I'm back.
For me, it's sad that is the first thing a number of people see when they get in contact with the country. So I think for me, there has to be a major reorientation. And it's not so hard to do when it comes to immigration officials, when you get into a place, because you are the first port of call. You are the one that people get to see. They get their first impression, and most times that first impression lasts.
Do they care? No, they don't. But yeah, it's what it is.
And on that note, let's check out what the weather's going to be for the rest of today.
And Winfrey has been with Chef Ansling in the kitchen preparing wonderful breakfast, and he's here to talk about what he is and what he is all about. It is great to have you. You're welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let's talk about that name first of all. What's the meaning of the name and where is it from?
It's a place of peace.
In what language?
It's an Hebrew.
Okay. Oh, wonderful. Let's talk about you. Let's get to meet you, the person. How did you start all of this? How did it begin for you?
Okay, for me, it started when I was looking for something to get myself busy with after secondary school. But so I asked a lady that I know, a woman that I know, if I could get a job where she was working, and then she said that there's a vacant for a waiter. That if I would love to be a waiter, and then I said yes. Okay. Because, when you work as a waiter in Nigeria, you're always looking out for tips.
We're talking about tips just now. Okay.
Well, unfortunately, when I got there, the vacancy wasn't there any longer.
Anymore.
So then she asked, can you assist in the kitchen?
Oh.
And that's the beginning of...
Before this time, did you have any affinity for cooking and all of that? Did you love cooking?
Yes. I mean, I learned from my mom, started cooking when I was very, very much younger, at a very tender age, because my sisters were interested in, coming into the kitchen. So I found love in in the kitchen. So that's.
So for me, it was even different. There were a lot of women, and the women were the ones that made to cook. The guys didn't even come into the kitchen and all of that. But you had women that didn't want to cook.
You want to cook.
But you started as a kitchen assistant, and then how did the process go? You started learning, and
I started learning, and then I started working. Because where I got the job was a hotel and suite.
Okay.
And then so they gave me the platform to learn. It wasn't easy. I had a lot of setback. Even 1 year down the line while working, I got promotion, but it wasn't given to me because I wasn't good enough at that time.
Oh, wow.
So it really hurt me bad. But today I'm grateful I never got that promotion.
Why? Why so? How did
If I had gotten that promotion, I wouldn't have become who I am today because I would have been carried away by the things that comes with it.
Comes with it.
And I wouldn't have probably ventured into learning and studying.
All right. So what is it about you now? What makes you unique? What is it that you're working on at the moment?
Okay. At the moment, I run a culinary school in Nigeria. I'm one of the forerunners of culinary education in Nigeria. Started in 2012. I have the biggest culinary school in Lagos.
That's wow.
And then another one in Port Harcourt.
Well, how does it run?
And I own a restaurant.
Yeah. So wait, how does the culinary school run? People just come in. How does one become a part of your culinary school?
Okay. In recent time, a lot of people, of course, we speak so strongly about going to tertiary institution, but we find out that there are people in our class that after tertiary institution, they're back to class to learn what they should have ventured into maybe at the very first beginning instead of going to waste the entire maybe 4 years or 5 years in tertiary institution. So right now, a lot of people are coming into it. We have people whom after secondary school, this is what I want to do. I want to be a chef. And then they come to culinary school. And sometimes they stay 1 year, 2 years in culinary school. And at the end of the day, they move on and they're doing great. Finding their dream at a very quick and thin.
Do you have certification? What's the name of the school first for?
CMK Culinary Arts School.
Wonderful. And then is there a certification?
Yes, our certification is recognized anywhere in the world. We're also recognized by City and Gates London.
How long are what courses are available and how long are the courses?
So the highest we have at the moment is 9 months.
9 months? Oh. So for somebody that does not know how to cook and all of that, can you come and start to learn?
Our curriculum provides you with the opportunity of learning from the basics. So whether you're a fast learner or you're a slow learner, we have an environment that can aid everybody achieve their purpose at the end of the day.
And then, okay, so if the longest is 9 months, what's the shortest called?
Shortest is 3 months.
3 months. And how do you know? Is it depending on what you want, or do you see the person and decide that, okay, take this course do you recommend a particular kind of course for somebody and all of that, or they can choose what they want?
So during admission, we have a time where we have to speak with them to know exactly what they want, where they are, and where they are headed to. So the answer they give to us helps us to determine for them what program they should, venture into. But at the end of the day, they have the final say because of resources.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. You've been amazing. You see what you're doing in the kitchen here, and keep doing what you're doing. Wishing you the best. Any final words or something?
This is the best profession on earth.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, life is basic. You have to eat to live. So, my brother, I agree with you on that one. Well done, and here's wishing you the best.
Thank you so much.
All right. Okay. That was it with CMK, of course, getting us set in the kitchen. Later on, we'll get to see the wonderful breakfast he has prepared for us. So take a time out now. Stay with us. We'll be back after this.
And we are back. Thanks for staying with us. Interesting feature right there. And let's move on to some nutrition discussion. We have with us Bode Agbe at Davis. She is a certified fitness trainer and transformation specialist, well known for the Body Create method. Bode focuses on guiding women, especially those aged 35 and above, in making simple and sustainable changes to their mindsets, habits, and routines. And so she also teaches a simple approach to nutrition that makes it more achievable to attain weight loss goals. For those of you who are on a fitness journey forever, you should be tuned in right now. And this morning, she will be discussing one of the myth-busting tips on sugar consumption and your weight. for those of us that are in our minds, we are losing weight, but we are consuming sugar. I guess this discussion is for you. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's so good to be back. Thanks for having me.
All right. So there are lots of foods that fall in foods and fruits that fall in other classes of foods other than carbohydrates, but are high in sugar that a lot of people really do not know about. Now, let's, talk to us about some of those foods and how we should take them and in what, in moderation, how we should be taking as well.
So I think it's good to start by making a distinction between naturally occurring sugars, like the ones you mentioned in fruits, and added sugar, right? So sugar in fruit, in apples, in bananas, and pineapples are not things that people should worry about. We need those fruits. We need them for, they have essential vitamins that we need. They have fibers and things for our well-being. And so when people say this thing is high in sugar, and so I shouldn't consume this fruit for my weight, that's actually wrong. The only people that should worry about the quantity of sugar in fruits are people who maybe have a medical condition like diabetes, and they should be working with a doctor and a dietitian. So the real sugar we need to worry about are added sugars in food. So things like soda, ice cream, and things like that, where sugar is added into them, right? But the sugar alone is not the full picture. It's because foods that are high in sugar like that are usually high in calories. We tend to overconsume them. We want a lot of them. And so it's the total amount of calories and overconsumption of those foods that actually lead to the weight gain.
Okay. So I feel like I need to give this confession. So yesterday was my daughter's birthday, and I took them out for pizza and ice cream.
Oh, happy birthday.
And when I was consuming the ice cream, well, I got the smallest cup, in all fairness, right? And, while I was consuming, I remember last week you talked about ultra-high...
ultra-processed, hyper-palatable foods.
And sugar falls in that category.
Yes.
And it was just ringing in my head. Ultra high. It was ringing. It was ringing. Now let's talk about ice cream and pizza, for example, right? Because I know that some of us are high on sugar. We take a lot of sugar, and it's in the ice cream. It's in the, some of us have really sweet tooth.
Yes.
How much of it should we take? Especially if you're on that weight loss journey, but sometimes you're just craving sugar.
I mean, weight loss journey or not, these things have an implication on our health. So again, a person can look slim and healthy, and they really might not be. So we all should be concerned. Now, the recommended daily amount of added sugar is 25 grams for women.
And so ice cream is added sugar.
Yes, so they've taken sugar and added it to something that it wasn't there naturally. It's 25 grams for women and 35 grams for men. To put that into perspective, that's like
per day?
Yes,
in a week?
In a day. That's like 2.5 tablespoons per day. Total. Something like a regular bottle of soda has about more than twice that amount.
Yeah.
So that small cup of ice cream probably has more than the recommended daily amount, which is why these foods aren't things we should consume every day. I'm not saying don't consume them. I have a sweet tooth myself. I do consume these foods from time to time, but they should be the minority when it comes to our diet. And not things we consume every single day. And
so how often would you recommend we take that small cup of ice cream? And I'm talking the smallest cup.
It would be hard for me to be specific because I would also need to know what a person's diet on a daily basis looks like. So if you already have like a cup of coffee in the morning where you put 2 cubes of sugar, then should you really be having ice cream on that day? Because that's already like your daily recommended amount. So it's something you should maybe want to... What I do in my home on Fridays is when I get my kids and I like those sweet treats. So I would get maybe like a brownie. They might have like a slice of cake or something. So we do it once a week. Every now and then I still fall and, have a little chocolate here and there, but we have just Fridays scheduled for that. So as much as possible, you shouldn't be consuming them all the time.
Now let's talk about soda drinks because that is the most common. There are people that literally feed on them, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I used to be one of them.
Oh, you used to be one of them?
Yes.
How often should one take at least a bottle of soda drink?
So again, a bottle has about 60 grams of sugar. I think it's 60 grams, right? And we're saying 25 grams per day for women. So soda isn't something that you should be consuming every day. Not even a bottle every day, because that's just more than you need. But it depends. Again, if you're someone who's consuming 2 to 3 bottles of soda a day, the trick isn't to go cold turkey, because most people can't do that. They can't sustain just going from 3 or 2 bottles to none at all. So first of all, maybe just take 1 off the table. Maybe do 2. Then once you're used to 2, maybe then remove another one and then go down to 1. Maybe take that one bottle and split it and have some of it in the afternoon and some at night. Okay. And just gradually wean yourself off of that soda. Okay. Replace it with something else, with water, with fruit-infused water, just something else to really help you stay hydrated and so you don't feel like you're missing something. Yeah.
Now, still talking about fruits, you talked about fruit-infused water. And earlier in the conversation, we talked about how some fruits are really high in sugar. Now, let's talk about some of those fruits. Let's just, sort of reel them out. And then, how do we consume them?
Right. So I think one of the ones people usually like to mention, bananas and pineapples.
Hey, I like banana smoothies.
Honestly, I wouldn't ask anyone to remove fruits from their diet, unless you're allergic to fruits, or again, if you are diabetic, for instance. And even then, you should be consuming fruits. And if you're working with the right person, the right dietitian, they'll tell you how much to have, for that particular medical condition.
Yeah.
There's no one that really can point to anyone and say this person gained weight because they ate too much fruit.
Oh, really?
Do you know anyone who gained weight because they ate too much fruit? People are going to say, sugar, fruits are high in sugar, but then we're going to go ahead and have soda every day and have the pizzas and have the ice cream. So it really isn't the fruits, the sugar in the fruits.
It's the other sugars.
These are naturally occurring sugar. And the fruits also have fibers, they have vitamins. So by the time you eat these things, they're slowly digesting. They're great for your health. It's not impacting your blood sugar as much.
Okay.
So no one is really gaining weight from over-consuming fruits. It's just a myth. I don't know how it started or why it's still prevalent. But please don't be afraid of fruits. Eat as many fruits. In fact, when a person is trying to lose weight, we tell them to increase how much fruits they eat because these are low-calorie foods.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Because people generally don't eat enough fruits. So when we start to talk about the sugar in fruits, we're actually making it more difficult for people to eat more fruits when already they don't.
I am in shock because, to be honest, when I go shopping for fruits, there's certain fruits that I want to go for. Right. So I would rather go for the sour fruits like strawberries, the blueberries, kiwis. Yeah. So bananas, now I even take them in I take very little of, maybe just, for example, if I'm making a cup of smoothie, I take just one banana, other than, taking maybe 3 or 4 that I usually would, I just use one. Right, so we're not telling us that they're just, you shouldn't, there's nothing like a high sugar in fruits. I'm going to consume those fruits in quantum. And I also have watermelon, it's also high in sugar.
But again, the only people who need to worry about that, those are people who have a blood sugar problem and need to watch what they eat in general, which again, no dietitian who knows their stuff is going to say don't eat fruits. They're just going to tell you how much to have to not affect your blood sugar that much. Really, we're supposed to have, I think, 5 servings of fruits a day. How many people are having 5 servings of fruits a day?
Right, how many of you are having 5 servings of fruits a day?
So when we start to say to people, avoid this and this and this, we're making it more difficult for them to have fruits.
Thank you so much.
So please don't be afraid of fruits.
Thank you for this conversation. I'm really, really glad we had this conversation. I mean, so now people can just go and splurge with their fruits shopping. Yeah, I feel that category. Thank you so much. We have to head over to the kitchen.
Great.
And I know that our chef is making plantains. Is there sugar in plantain?
Ooh. Yes, there is, but plantain can do no wrong.
Oh, can do no wrong.
It can never actually do no
wrong. Please, let's head over to the kitchen now, where we'll join our chef. All right, welcome to the kitchen, Bode. And Chef Anselm, you said this is street. Please, what streets do they make this?
The only new thing introduced there is just the cheese. Every other thing there is on the street.
Which streets? Please, which streets? Anselm. All right, but hey, welcome, Bode. And
yeah, of course, we'd like you to try it out and let us know exactly what you think about it.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, it's not easy. He's representing Nigeria in India. What do you expect?
It's not like they sell this in streets.
But they actually do.
This is plantain.
Yeah. So tell her what exactly we have in there.
Okay.
What exactly she's eating.
All the way from Port Harcourt, this is street food again, Wole and fish. But what we've been able to do is to transform the dish so that any person from any part of the world can try it. So in there we have plantain.
Continental street.
We have the fish and we have a tomato sauce.
Please, how much sugar is in there?
This is really nice.
But cheese is good, right?
Yes, but again,
in moderation.
I love plantain. Again, plantain can do no wrong for me, so this is really nice. The sweetness and then the tomato sauce right there just balances out.
Yeah, nice.
Good.
Well
Okay,
done.
well done. Thank you.
I see
Thank
a lot
you,
of
Chef.
beautiful flavors in the recipe. Nice. And
right.
yeah.
Yeah, it's been a great show. Thank you for being a part of the show. Thank you, Chef. Thank you very much for
Thank
coming
you.
for your tips. So what do we do with sugar? But the body needs sugar, right? The body
Yeah,
needs
so that's what I'm saying, have
Delicious.
sugar.
Mike, stay away from
I don't think so, but hey, come on. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.